It's Bourbon Night live, just like in the old days. Back before we had an intro and everything, we would just hit it and then be like,
I'm sure some people are very happy to not have that music, Chad.
Bourbon Night live,
and there's the echo,
which is
normal.
Before we had an intro and everything,
One second.
Hit it and then quit it.
And then quit it. But this is a very special. I feel like on a very special episode of
It's Bourbon Night, Chad learns a very special lesson.
Always mute.
Oh, well, you can't when you're waiting for it to go live.
It's okay.
You can't.
No, but we are here tonight with a bunch of very special people who we're really excited to welcome on here in a second. We're going to do a Peerless rye pick.
Ooh,
very excited.
This is our first Peerless pick in general. We started with the rye, trying it because it came out before the bourbon. Loved that. I think like a lot of people, I love how they have the little 200 mils. That you can,
also love
just get a taste and be like, yes, okay, I see what everyone's talking about. This
stuff, it makes a great gift.
This stuff is good. It makes a great gift. Stocking stuffer?
Maybe.
Forget about it.
Right? I know.
And then of course we had the bourbon, and we've been there 2 or 3 times.
Several times. I feel like every time
at the
we're
distillery. Yeah, and it's really good. So we're super excited to be doing this pick, and we're super excited to have a couple people from Peerless here with us, and a nice little group, a motley looking crew, if I do say so myself, of our patrons who are going to help us do this pick along with us. And we're glad that you guys are here with us tonight as well. Hopefully you're drinking along. So we're going to bring them in. What?
Well, they can't yet, but maybe one day.
Well, yeah. I mean, just Peerless.
Sure, just Peerless. Or anything you want to drink.
We'll start bringing them in.
All right, bring them in.
All mishmash. They're just going to start popping up here. I'm going to start adding them to the stream. Hello, everyone. And boom. There we go. How about that?
All right, we got everybody on here.
Okay, we have a couple people that'll just be audio only tonight. So they're that's not what their faces look like. But
thanks, Chad.
Yeah. So how is everyone?
Great.
Very good.
Fantastic.
Good.
I mean, not a bad way to start Friday night.
Yeah, exactly. Good. All right.
Well, our Peerless people wave, say hi so everyone knows who you are. Yeah, there we go.
There you are.
Here to guide us through.
That's right. Man, everyone is so tiny now.
I know.
Oh, look at you all. You're so tiny. Where are you? You're over here.
Please don't.
Okay. We'll find a good.
I like that one.
That's pretty good.
That one's good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So, I don't know, John, is there anything that you want to say about these 3 samples before we get started, or should we just start with number 1?
Yeah, just want to give anybody a little bit of background too before we dive in this. Just to give you an idea of who we are, a little bit about our process, and how we do our single barrel program. So the great thing, we're family owned and operated by the 4th and 5th generation, Corky and Carson Taylor. He owns 100% of the company. We don't have any investors or anything like that into it. And, it all started with his great-grandfather back in 1889. He was the original owner of the distillery back in Henderson, Kentucky, just about 2 hours west of here, right on the river, right across from Evansville, Indiana. But we do things a little bit different. We do a strictly sweet mash in our process, so we don't do any sour mashing. So we use first-generation yeast, fresh grains, fresh water every single time. We don't use any of the backset off the still. Everything we do is barrel strength, so we don't add a drop of water. We don't add a drop of water to our product after maturation. So we come off our still around 130 proof. We'll go ahead and add water to it, get everything down to 107, then put it into our barrels. So kind of think about it as our water becomes an ingredient rather than a dilution. So our water gets to go inside these barrels. It helps extract all that flavoring and coloring from the barrels, which we use Kelvin cooperage. We do a medium toast with the level 3 char inside of everything, and we use corn, rye, and barley in our mash build. But after maturation, we don't add a drop of water. So the great thing about this, as we go through each one of these samples, everything we taste in these glass is going to be exactly what you receive. So we don't have a set proof. We don't chill filter. We don't charcoal filter. We run it through a simple paper filter just to make sure you're not chewing on anything. So that way you get the full flavor, all those delicious oils and everything else. It's really going to help coat your palate and deliver a nice taste. Now, when it comes to our rick housing, everything is one story. We don't do multi-level. So we go about 5 or 6 high in the rick houses, and we don't temperature control anything. So that way we're more worried about the airflow than necessarily the temperature's difference between the top and bottom, even though we still get about 10 degrees temperature-wise difference in between there. Now, when it comes to our single barrel program, one thing we take great pride in is just in the fact of the barrels that we let into the program. So myself, Caleb, our master distiller, and then Nick Clee, he's one of our other distillers. We sit on the board of basically deciding what barrels, go into the program. So when we're looking through and tasting through these barrels, especially when we want to send out samples, we don't just, grab 10 barrels out of the rick house and say, hey, these are what we're going to use. We grade and taste literally everything that becomes of age. So as soon as it becomes of age, basically I get a list. I go through, pull samples, and we'll sit down and grade and taste every single barrel. But the unique thing about the way our board is set up is Caleb, our master distiller, has given everyone a veto power into this. So even if we're tasting through and Caleb, who is our master distiller, really loves the barrel, and so does Nick, would say, hey, I just don't think it's up to par. I don't think it should be in the program. He respects that decision, and we just pull it out, and maybe we may put it into a batch or revisit it a little bit later. So that's just a great thing about it. Kind of just shows you how humble and how great he is when it comes to just taking other opinions into this program. So when it comes down to the select for the barrels, I like to make sure that when I'm curating these samples, I want to make sure each sample is very different. I also want to make sure we like to choose things that are very off profile from our small batch, because how boring would that be? If you want to try our small batch, just buy the small batch. So when it comes to the barrels that go into this program, these are like our Easter egg barrels, the really unique ones that we'll find throughout the rick house that are great examples of the product that we can actually put out. So when we dive into these samples, I don't add any proof, or I try not to put age statements on these, because as we're going through these, I like for us to really taste for the uniqueness, not necessarily how old they are or how high or low proof they are. But now when it comes to the sampling, this is your these. In the end of the day, what it really matters is what you all think and what you all find unique in each and every one of these samples. So as far as I'm concerned, I'll turn it over to you all, and however you all like to taste through these, whether you like to do them one by one or as silent as you all want to be. But I'm here for questions or anything else. But other than that, I just like the honest feedback and like to hear what you all think of these.
Yeah, real quick on these though, John, just add something on this. The rice sample that you're picking, the single barrel you're picking tonight, is one of only 50 we do in the whole United States. We're still a small craft distillery. We offer 50 rye single barrels and 50 bourbon single barrels for the whole year for the whole U.S.
I did not know that, and I feel even more honored to be here.
I did not know that. Wow. Well, that's wild. Wild stuff.
Because we only make 10 to 12 barrels a day, and we don't run 24 hours, and we don't do production on the weekends. Corky's very big on getting everyone home to their family, because there's only about 24 of us that work down there. So roughly we do about 2,200 barrels a year. So yeah, we only do 100 barrel selections a year, as Joey was saying. That's broken down to 50 rye and 50 bourbon.
Now we could do more if our practices weren't as strict and quality wasn't first. Getting this going, I think you may have touched on this, John, but getting this going, quality was very, very important to Corky. He didn't want to make the most; he wanted to make the best. So we're not going to sacrifice quality because of the demand is higher for us. We'll never do that. As long as the barrels are of quality, then we're able to produce more. But we're not going to sell more just based on the demand at the sacrifice of quality. And I hope you taste that in the samples that John's offered you tonight. There's no question in my mind you're going to taste it, because John, I'm biased, but I know others feel the same way. He's the best curator in the business.
Nice, very nice. Whoops. There we go. Okay. We do want to say that we are still, doing super chats tonight. We have our first one of the evening from Big Vic saying, "Just got my rye pick today. About to try it. Cheers, guys." Thank you, Vic. Once we get something poured,
he's talking about a Knob Creek rye.
Yeah. We will properly cowbell cheers you. But thank you much for that.
I feel like I just heard a lot of things that I like the barrel proof aspect, because the last pick that we did, we were fiddling with the water, and I'm really glad that we don't have to do that again today. the quality control that you guys were just talking about, and the grading, and like the differentiation between these 3 samples that are here. I'm really excited to try them.
Mm-hmm.
And so can we go ahead and pour number 1?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah. We are just going to keep ours in order 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we're going that way. Because I always go this way.
1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna get confused if we do
All
that.
right, 1, 2, 3.
I always go my left to my right.
So we're gonna start. Our 1 is our new logo monogram Copita.
That's not a copita. That's a
Glencairn, which are now on our website, available
And
for purchase.
What is that called?
Are you talking about whiskeyambitions.com?
I am.
Because I am. Yeah, that's right.
We got a lot of people actually on this live today repping our merch.
That's
So-
right. I love it.
All right, so everybody go ahead and pour sample 1.
I see you all. Yeah, and great to see everyone here in the chat as well. Yeah.
So how many barrel picks do y'all typically do a year?
Well, this is our first year really doing any significant number. I mean, we did 1 last year and 1 in 2019, but we really just didn't have any outlet to be able to distribute them. And then this year, all of a sudden, we got like a few opportunities, and I don't know, it was kind of just like our dreams were answered or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now I mean, we've done probably a dozen this year so far, and it's really exciting for us. Like, again, having gone from almost none to 12 is a lot.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
you know,
Well,
the fans, they love it.
I appreciate y'all letting us be a part of this then and starting this relationship with you all. Like I said, I knew when I showed up and y'all with the Drammers Club, and I was like, wait a minute, you're who? I'm like, all right, I'll pick with you all.
Yeah.
We appreciate you letting us be a part of this. I mean, since it's so limited.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that
Yeah.
before.
Absolutely.
I feel very honored.
We're gonna do another super chat here from Joey Tony Bag of Donuts saying, "Drinking a Peerless bourbon store pick from Benny's. Cheers, everyone." So, if you will, please, Sarah, this is for Big Vic and for Tony. Tony.
It's okay.
Joey Tony Joey.
Ooh.
I love the cowbell.
Thanks.
That is pretty cool.
If you have headphones in, sorry, Jason and Natalie.
An old tradition. All right, so.
All right.
As we do this, you know, our Patreon crew here, if you know you want to chime in on a nosy note or a tasty note or anything,
I know Natalie's got those notes.
please do. I will say this. I think we'll just go ahead, since everyone knows the dates. We'll go ahead and talk about them. So this one, barrel date is May 18th, 2017. Very significant.
The day
because-
after your birthday.
The day after my birthday. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, you know it was distilled on, though, your birthday, though. That's just the barrel date. So it was distilled on May 17th.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I guess let's just stop now. We're going. Oh, stop.
I
Ew,
was
stop.
distilled on.
Stop.
Well, no, that's not true. I was bottled on May 17th.
Okay, please stop. I don't want to.
Mm.
This is, I mean,
Wow.
it's such a nice, full spice. And it's really like the front of my tongue is still tingling. The tip of my tongue.
You know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'm just going to solo some people out.
You're just going to put them on the spot?
Oh, yeah. Jason and Natalie,
You scared him.
go ahead and unmute there and tell us your thoughts. Tell us what you're thinking.
Go get them.
Well, on the nose, I get corn pudding, caramel popcorn, rose water, snickerdoodle, and vanilla buttercream.
Whoa.
You got all that in like 2 minutes?
She's got a good nose.
John, I think we found somebody. I think we found another good taster here.
She's
we
a
know
talent.
scientifically they say women like have better palates than men. You all can smell and taste better, which is why we have Peyton Bill at our distillery. She really does help name the barrels that we put down there and taste through as well.
Yeah. Hey, John, is there any way that you can get a little bit louder? You're a little quieter than everyone else.
He's a soft-spoken guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you quit picking on him.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
That is
Okay.
better. Yeah, thank you.
He's in his Friday chill mode.
Right.
I definitely. I mean, now that you say the corn pudding, I think
Yeah.
that sounds delicious. First of all, but
Yeah.
yeah, and I just like
Mm.
it's so warm, and I don't know, maybe like a little bit of clove.
Definitely, yeah. I'm getting it's sort of it's almost like a seesaw of clove and just like border spearmint and winter mint, kind of that. And I'm kind of it's sort of taking me on a little ride here. I'm digging it.
Yeah, I like the mouthfeel. It's nice and oily.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any thoughts they want to share?
Anyone else from the peanut gallery?
The peanut gallery.
Definitely getting the winter mint on it. I'm getting a little bit of like strawberry too. Just a little bit, a hint of a bright fruit.
Yeah,
I see that.
Yeah, one of the benefits of doing a sweet mash is it is going to produce a lot sweeter floral notes during the fermentation. So we're getting a little bit more fruit notes, a little bit more sweeter florals, which will come through in the distillation.
We should also say the proof. We don't have the proof.
Yes,
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
we don't do the proof on them just because you still have to do it the official way. You still do it with the hydrometer. They have digital ones, but they're not very accurate. And once again, I just try to leave the proofs and everything off of them. So just because they can change a little bit just from now to the time we taste till we dump the barrel.
Right. Okay.
Let's throw up the super chat from Tony. Let's see
Yes.
what he's got to say.
Let me go back to this view. There we go.
He says, Peerless Heritage Tour, best distillery tour, hands down, and I've been on a lot of distillery tours. Thank you, Tony.
Can
you.
you ask Tony who gave him the Heritage Tour?
Who gave you the Heritage Tour, Tony?
I remember seeing Tony's name come across my email for the Heritage Tour. I do remember that, Tony.
There you go. And wait, we didn't get Joseph.
We did miss him, didn't we? How could
dare
we?
us.
He said, not to brag, but I did this last night.
Yeah.
Cheers to John and Joey.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's Joseph.
Cheers,
There he
Joseph.
is.
Cheers,
So you
Joseph.
had to deal with Joseph last night. Interesting.
No, I'm sorry.
Dealt with Joseph till about 9:45 my time last night.
Wow.
That's a lot of Joseph. So I don't know what to call. I don't want to keep calling you the Peanut Gallery. Bourbon Nights.
You can just call him the Nutty Gallery.
Nutty Squad.
Nutty Squad.
Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah, Knights of the Bourbon Table. Do you guys want to explore number one more, or would you rather kind of move on so then we can kind of have it something to compare to? Maybe get some these or some that or some flip offs.
They want to move on.
Okay. I got a lot of people flipping off. Wow.
All right.
I wasn't prepared for that.
On to number 2.
Now, number 2, I was looking at this one earlier, is, thank you.
You're welcome.
Nowhere near my birthday, so it's probably not going to be very good.
Wow,
No,
but
I'm
the
kidding.
difference in the nose, just the nose alone. I mean, it's like,
Got to get the glassness off the
I'm
glass.
still just struck by again, I love this stuff though, because I love how two things from, the same expression can have such, different expressions.
And
the old expression.
The old expression.
About expressions.
And that's what we love about the Single Barrel program. Like, we really do take pride in making sure that, everything is very different, even in these selections. We really want to kind of show off our flavor wheel when it comes to these single barrels.
For sure. Yeah, I get a little bit more like earthy notes on the nose on this one.
This one, I mean, it's not muted in the grand scheme of things, but compared to number 1, I feel like it's a little bit more muted. It's not as minty, or as Natalie would say, cornbread pudding or bread pudding.
That's not at all what she said.
She said.
But
She
did say the words corn and pudding, but not like
corn pudding. That's
what she said.
Yeah. Does anyone?
I was going to say.
Any Bourbon Nights have any nosy notes they want to toss out? Feel free.
They
please.
can unmute themselves, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So just nobody wants to talk to us.
This one's a lot more fruity than the other one, like juicy fruit gum versus the spearmint.
Yeah. I see that on the nose.
I don't always take them being quiet as a bad thing. They say at the dinner table, like when it's quiet, that means everything's good.
The food's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Just curious, did anybody get chewed popsicle sticks on this?
There wasn't.
Okay, but now that you say it, I feel like I was just teleported back to like summertime when I'm 1999.
That's actually good. I was with
Like a grape one.
our buddy Perry, and he was not our band Perry. That's different. But our buddy Perry.
That one's lost on everybody.
The band Perry?
It's okay. Keep
Okay.
going.
All right, whatever. And we were doing some notes, and he said, yeah, like you're doing a popsicle and it's gotten really close down to
The stick.
And I was like, that's a really good note.
Well, Joseph threw chewed popsicle stick at us last night, and that is absolutely, out of all these we've done, John, I think that was the first time I ever heard
That was
chewed
the first time
popsicle
I've ever
stick.
heard it. Yeah, but it was a good one. Like
It was a good one. Yeah.
Definitely
Oh, wow.
intimidated by some of the first notes, but the first one was very vanilla. This one seems very chocolate, maybe a little bit of an orange kind of chocolate thing, but
Yes.
Yeah,
delicious.
definitely.
Hey,
Yeah.
Clark, I see quite the Peerless collection behind
Yeah.
you there.
I was going to ask this. I didn't want to digress.
I
I'm
see
Clark.
those.
Yeah.
Those are distilleries.
I took-
there.
Oh, look at those.
I absolutely love the distillery down there. We went and hit up the single barrels, and there is a mimosa, maple mimosa one. We cannot have enough of it. That is so delicious.
And unfortunately, it is completely gone.
Oh, no.
I see why. It's
I didn't-
amazing.
I need that.
Yeah. I didn't
Oh, wow.
want to.
Ours must have got lost in the mail, Sarah.
Does anyone else get a lot? This is very peppery, but I like. But there's also like a fruity, sweeter note that's going on that's like balancing it, so it's not like very peppery. You know what I mean?
This
Getting
one
a
tastes
lot
like
of black pepper in the
October.
finish.
Yeah, I get that
A lot of
too.
black pepper in that finish.
On the
Yeah, this
nose,
tastes like October to me.
I mean, this will warm you up on a cold day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm already. It's just really giving me the hug.
It's like pumpkins and
It's not pumpkins.
hayrides.
This one stays with you a lot
This-
longer than the other one.
It
I
does.
agree. I feel like the nose on this one was a lot more subtle than one, but it does have a lot more of the hug, and it's just it lasts longer than barrel one.
Yeah, I agree.
Is this one
You're getting
coming
a lot
off?
of nodding heads over.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that, Drew. This one to me is coming off a little bit more in the bourbon realm,
Interesting.
as a rye, comparatively to one.
I agree. I
don't
think it
think
had
I
more
agree
like a
with you.
cola. I think it had more like a fruity cola flavor more than
Yes.
bourbon.
like a root beer.
Yeah.
And I agree. I totally agree with actually. I love that note.
Root beer
But
float.
I think the pepper is still reminding me that it is a rye.
No, I agree. It
But those
is drinking like a
cola-y-
rye. I'm just saying comparatively to number one,
Gotcha.
it's more. I'm getting more of those classic, bourbon flavors,
Sure.
and I feel like the rye spice, the winter mint, the pine needles,
Uh-huh.
were a little bit more present at number one.
But I really did like the mouthfeel on number one a lot.
No, absolutely.
Not that I don't like the mouthfeel on this one.
Yeah,
I do.
this one is definitely earthy. Yeah,
It's-
it's giving more as it's like spreading out in that Kentucky hug. Very earthy tones. So I'm gonna say pumpkin patch. I don't know. It just tastes like October to me.
Somebody take this guy on a hayride or something.
What's the guy got to do?
It's too hot
For
out
me-
for that.
For me personally, maybe I'm just a wimp, but that pepper really pushes over a lot of the sweetness. Like it almost interferes a little bit to me. I don't.
You think?
Me,
Yeah.
like I'm a.
well, and on the nose, I got a lot of sweet notes, like sweet honey, peanut brittle, pecan pie, and ripe banana.
Mm.
I like that.
Yeah, but I feel like it. I mean, there is that sweetness still on the palate, but I think that's what's helping to balance the pepper. Like the pepper is definitely there, but those like the sweet notes, kind of that you just described, I think are, keeping it from going too much one way or the other, too sweet or too spicy.
Uh-huh.
I like that.
I will say one
dig.
thing. I poured mine earlier, and it doesn't have the peppery note that you guys are talking about at all. I don't know
Oh.
if air getting to it has calmed it down, but I don't have any of that. But I poured mine about 15 minutes before we went live. So maybe revisit it afterwards. But I mean, this
Drew,
is
you're gonna-
very very good right now.
Yeah, you're going to find that in most of our whiskey is one. It's non-chill filtered, so it's still got all the lipids in there, the fats. So you're going to it's going to change as it sits, and you could revisit it yours again here in a few minutes, Drew, and it's probably going to change again. So that's what's cool about it.
Yeah, the great thing about these samples is when you pour them, make sure you leave a little bit in your glass, because one thing I love to do is after we go through these is go back and start with number 1 and revisit it again and go through the nose. Just because these are barrel strength. So when I sent these samples out, everything has been in the barrel up to this point. So it does change within 15, 20 minutes, let them just kind of breathe and open up too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get to number
3.
C.
3?
It's 3, not C.
Whatever.
Don't be confusing people. No, that is my favorite part, though, to go back through a couple of times at the end, because once they've all had the chance to sit and open up and then like comparing them. Look at that glass that Drew's showing off. Wow, what is that? I've never seen that before.
Oh, hold on.
Really
Drew,
fancy.
Hold on.
Really
I
fancy.
got one of those. That's a nice hefty glass too.
Real nice.
That is real nice.
It's not ugly.
I would definitely not.
Beautiful.
I don't hate it.
The opposite of ugly. Yeah, that's beautiful. Nice. All right, so C3. Here we go. Now this is interesting, and I'm really glad and flattered that you guys did this. This was barreled the day before my birthday in 2017. How'd you guys know? I mean,
I looked you all up, Chad. I knew everything about you all. I purposely came to that tasting at Justin's for a reason.
Oh my gosh, he was taking notes.
You were scouting us.
Yeah, I told you he was the best curator in the business.
Wow.
Totally.
Above and beyond.
I truly don't think I've met anyone who loves their birthday as much as you do.
Well, I like reminding people about it.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we have today. We have the day before Chad's birthday, the day after Chad's birthday, and today.
Yeah. Those
look at that.
Those May babies are always divas, though. You know.
Yeah.
It's true. He's a classic Taurus.
Yeah.
I find this one, the nose on 3, to be a little bit closer to
1.
Really?
No,
I wasn't going to say that. Yeah, I was going to say 2, but it's not. It's closer, but they're not. There's still a lot of differentiation.
Go back to 1. Is anyone else getting barbecue
We're not there yet.
on the nose?
Oh yeah.
Like a sweet honey barbecue sauce.
100%.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really opened up into barbecues. It's out in the glass.
They really did.
All right.
Okay, Chad.
My number 3's turned into a challenge because it had a bug fall in it, and I can't get it out. So,
Oh no! I would send you some more, but
It's just protein.
it'll take too long.
That's
Yeah.
just a
He-
little
he
extra
died.
protein. I agree, Chad.
Yeah.
At least
Just
the bug
pretend-
died a nice death.
Yeah, just pretend like it was part of the char from the barrel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought at
chili.
first. Like, oh, I got some char. What? That's a bug.
Wow.
Oh, wait a second. I gotta find this comment.
Wait, what comment?
Where is it?
The
Where-
comment that says Drew Bolin is fancy 6 days a week? Because I like that.
No, that one from Mike Meyer. That's
That
Woo
would-
Drew Bolin.
Legend.
Legend.
I've heard tale.
Hold on. Solo
Leave him alone.
and comment. There you go.
Sorry, Drew. I
I'm-
tried to stop him, but
I'm not.
he's got the keyboard and I don't.
I'm
So
not.
there's nothing I can do about that.
All right. Knights of the Bourbon Roundtable. What do we?
This one like jolted my palate when I sipped it.
A little bit of jolt.
No, not jolt. I actually don't think I ever had that. Cola.
Josta?
Jolt cola? Is
Surge?
Right.
There's a little bit of a surge.
that a real thing?
Yeah. Jolt?
Man,
Oh,
that's
the children of
hard
the
for us to
80s
think
know
this is
that.
rye.
What was that? Sorry.
And I'm really hard pressed to think that this is a rye. It tastes so much like a bourbon. It's so cream soda, so vanilla.
Mm.
Man, is it good?
This
I
one's a
do-
lot
I-
more astringent to me.
I definitely get the cream soda, but I think it's spicy.
It is spicy to me. Yeah.
You know, Clark, that has probably a lot to do with our mash bill as well. You know, we're not one of those 95%ers that are 100% rye. You know, there's going to be there's going to be a whole lot more corn in this. We can't tell you what our mash bill is, but more corn in this, that softens and complements that rye quite a bit. So that's probably where you're getting, that taste profile, because you ran into that with one last night as well. That's what I think makes it so unique. It's still rye. You still get some of those good rye characteristics, but it doesn't just go in and bite your mouth. It's still got that soft kind of bourbon that you expect as well. That's where that corn, I think, plays into it.
So question, is the mash bill the same on every one of these, or do you guys vary it just a little? Okay. Because that one tastes a lot more sweet than the other two to me.
Isn't that
like the
crazy?
cream soda flavor and everything.
Yeah. That's what's so cool about this, because the only thing with this, it's it. The barrel and Mother Nature, is pretty much determines this. The mash bill's the same. We don't change any way we cook. Ferment the same. So everything's the same except for the barrel, maybe how long it stays in there, and where it's at in the rick house, and maybe temperature. We don't regulate our temperature. That's Mother Nature does that for us. We don't temperature control.
I mean, you've also got the different species of the wood that's used to make the barrel. There's tons of little nuances that go in that can change.
I love, and I think it was, I can't remember who threw this out first, so I apologize. But whoever said cream soda, I really feel like it starts on that, and then, but like the spice to me just like crescendos. It starts off really sweet in that cream soda, and then the more. Like once the finish really starts to set in, I'm still feeling spice on my palate.
Mm-hmm.
I would call it cinnamon cream soda.
Oh, that's delicious.
Who said that? Was that?
I think it was Brian, or was it Jason?
Yeah, Brian.
Brian.
I know his voice.
Sorry, you are so small.
I'm not a cinnamon guy, but that sounds delicious. Actually.
So far, just the first time through, and things always change on the second round. I feel like 2 is the most bourbon of these ryes, but I do think.
Is that what we're going for?
No, I'm just commenting. 2 and 3 are more alike, but I feel like the spice is kicked up more on 3, and 1 I feel like that's where we started.
Yeah,
I don't feel like we gave it a fair assessment, so. I think it might be time, guys, get some water. If you got crackers, do a little cracker time. And we're going to go back through these like it's a flight fight. And that's, I guess. Yeah.
Does anyone want to give any first impressions or predictions of which one they think we're going to pick, or do we want to save that?
Well, does anyone just I think X is the best right off the bat?
Anybody feel that strongly yet? I think Natalie's got her hand raised. She does. I want to hear about which one.
Number 3 is very light. It tastes kind of like chai tea. Like you can get some spice, but it's light on the palate. It's very refined. Maybe like some apple cider, kind of that effervescent kind of fruit thing. But the spice is really light on that one to me. Whereas out of all of them, the one that has the most complexity, I think, is number 1.
Okay.
Number 1.
Okay. Yeah.
A hot take.
Have you all ever had the green Kit Kats? Because I think they're green tea Kit Kats.
Oh.
They have a wasabi Kit Kat too that's green.
Yeah. Well, I think it's green tea. When you said that, Natalie, I thought of that Kit Kat.
Interesting. So kind of a green note.
With there is a little bit of a high percentage cocoa, on the finish to me anyway, and I think that's why my brain went to that Kit Kat.
Interesting. I don't think I can follow you down this path.
That's okay. I'm fine going alone.
That's okay.
Here's a to the group at large. I don't necessarily know as well as most people on this particular panel, but I felt like I had a harder time reconciling the nose on number 3 with the very sweet taste. Did anybody find that reconciliation to be difficult? I did.
I don't know if I would call it.
That's a really good point. I love 3 because it's so balanced. I mean, it started off so incredibly sweet. Then you get that middle part, which is spiky, and at the end, it gets sweet again, almost that honey flavor. And I'm not the greatest nose person either. It's either good or bad or stop or go. So, but I love 3. I like what Natalie said at the beginning, where it was her favorite of the 3 too.
All right.
Very
I'm in
good.
the
Well,
wrong room because
Wait,
I go,
who said I'm in the wrong room?
yeah. Well,
Jason.
I go by mouth. You're welcome, Chad. I go by mouthfeel, and I think the mouthfeel on number 2 is very rich, and it's kind of where I go. I like the pepper front and the rich mouthfeel and the oiliness. To me, 3 is a little astringent, and with the refined, which is why I'm not attracted to it, because she's the only refined thing in my life. So.
There you go.
Wow.
Points.
Yeah, look at those points racking up. I
Points.
can count them.
Points.
Just glad my wife's
Jason.
not listening.
Jason, I have to agree with you. I think number 2 is probably got the best mouthfeel to me as well. I felt like 1 had the classic rye notes that you look for in a base rye. Number 3 was just so far off. If you're looking for a pick that's not going to be anything like what they have on the shelf, that's the one. But my personal favorite as far as the mouthfeel so far going this way is number 2. Now, definitely that can change as we go back, but right now I think 2 is a strong favorite for me.
All right.
Yeah, I think the same. I'm kind of with Drew and not necessarily for the mouthfeel as much as the finish on number 2. I think that just has that finish that went on and on in that first round. Now, after they've opened up, who knows? It might be totally different, but I give the edge to number 2 based on the finish.
Well, I hear a lot of 2s and 3s. Is anybody out there feeling anything about 1?
Well, I feel like like I said, we
didn't give it a fair shake.
Properly assess.
Who wants to go first?
1. Yeah, right.
You know?
It always
never
gets
fair.
a short end of the stick. Now that it's smelling like sweet barbecue,
Chad's intrigued.
I am intrigued. I am interested. So let's go ahead and go back to number 1. We don't have to go to 2 afterwards. We could go to 3. We could, if any of these you all feel like need to kind of butt up against each other, we'll do that.
It also smells like barbecue chips.
Yes.
Like those
You're opening
those barbecue chips. Yes. 100%. Oh man.
Good night, everybody. And stream.
I was like, is it honey barbecue? No, it's not that. It's not that sweet. It's definitely chips.
There's a little honey or sweet tea. Something. Yeah.
Wow. This one just got all kinds of potential.
I mean, just think of the names for this single.
That's
barrel.
what I mean. All the potential there. Maybe
like
she's
we said earlier too, I get a lot of vanilla on number 1.
Yeah.
Like vanilla extract, vanilla.
Oh, and it's even tasting that way now. But specifically the Grippo chips, like it doesn't have like the savory through line of eating like a barbecue sandwich. It's the chips. It's the chips. It's the chips.
But also I still do get like that vanilla note that you were saying.
Wow.
I'll get you, this one is the most different from nose to palate. It smells total vanilla and then it's savory chips when you drink it. It's interesting.
I could be really talked into vanilla ice cream as the finishing note on this one.
Interesting.
On number 1?
On number 1, yeah.
I like the barbecue note, and it really does transition almost to a little bit of vanilla ice cream on the end.
Yeah, it definitely has a creaminess to it on the towards the end.
But it's like that true vanilla bean ice cream, like that homemade stuff that you have.
Yeah.
Not like McDonald's soft serve. No.
Yeah, right. There you go. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha, bitch.
Well,
Sorry.
you can't say that on the internet.
It's a gnat.
Now we're demonetized. Great. Thanks, Chad.
No, we're
Did you just call that? What did you call that?
No, not gnat. Oh boy.
Okay, so I like 1. I find 1 very interesting. I'm very intrigued by this barbecue flavor. However, I'm still remembering the ways I felt about 2 and 3. And so I'm not sure.
Yeah, my mind is not made up either.
No.
No.
Yeah, no, or no, yeah. No, yeah, for sure.
No, yeah, for sure.
That means yes.
Let's go to 3 since we haven't had 1 and 3 back to back.
Let's do that.
Let's just jump over to 3 real quick.
Oh man, I love that nose.
After getting that opening a bag of barbecue Grippos note, I can now sort of, it's a lot lower, but I can get it underneath.
In the
3
layers
almost
there.
reminds me of a little bit of like a funk note, like maybe an older whiskey than it really is.
Yeah, I like the complexity on 3.
Is the proof going to come down from these samples when it's bottled?
Don't really
No,
know.
I mean, if if I was to give you the proof on these and say number 3 was if we did the hydrometer and everything and it was 10.8, and say we didn't dump your barrel for 3 or 4 weeks, it may go down like 110.7, but nothing
Really
huge from this point.
Okay.
But the reason we keep the proofs off of there, believe it or not, is we did a selection first opening up in the program, and we had the proof and everything on these samples, and someone chose a sample because of the proof, and we went to go process it, and it was a different proof, and it was, so we now keep the proof and just everything off there because that's the way it should be, in my opinion. It should be blindly tasting based on the flavor and everything. So yeah, that was a fun experience starting the program off with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, personally, I know myself. Like, I would like to think that we won't go solely based off proof, but I think everybody's got hidden biases and stuff too, to where I think I sometimes assume, like, if we're looking at something that's 110, 115, and 120 proof, I'm going to, in the back of my mind, probably assume that I'm going to like the 120 proof the best because, historically,
Yeah.
for whatever reasons, why I'm going to assume that. Except for I'll never do it that way. But yeah, I could see why that would be a problem.
Yeah.
I think sometimes your mind just purposely like tricks you. Like, you don't purposely choose that barrel, but at the same time you're thinking like that's the best barrel.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that too, like going to some other distilleries where they'll hide the age on the barrel when it becomes, at a certain time, people want to know, is it 12, 13, 14, 15 years? And like they'll hide that because people will pick the 15-year-old barrel just because they want the 15-year-old barrel, not because it tastes the best.
Yeah.
So I definitely respect that.
Proof hounds unite.
Yeah, our range is actually I just looked back and we had one of our KPDs that actually dropped down to 1047. That's the only time it's ever happened. But before then, our proofs have been anywhere from 1061 to 1165. So that's the range. We're seeing them falling in around probably the 107s to probably 112, John. It's a good range is where our proofs are starting to fall right now.
Yeah.
All right.
We do have a rick house on site that holds about 2,000 barrels. But we did build a brand new rick house that holds about 5,300. It's out in Henry County. So we do have a couple of different rick houses now that we're storing barrels and things like that in too.
Nice. Well, I gotta say, I think this is the point where we usually boot one.
Ooh, man.
And I think I know which one I want to boot.
I don't know yet. Is that a shocker?
Well, should we go around the room? Because if it's everyone's agreeing except for Chad. Like, let's not lie, though. There are 3 great things on this table.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I have 0 problems with any one of them, but we're picking the one that we all collectively like, but that we feel like is the best fit for us.
Right.
So
yeah.
If I feel that way and you pick that one and veto everybody else, then it's not it's a bourbonite pick.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to say, Chad, is it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Okay. Is everyone comfortable with going down the horn and kind of voting, or
we just want to boot one?
Giving your opinion. We'll just kind of go in order.
We'll go in order
here, and we will first start with Jason and Natalie.
Or we can come back to you. They say come back.
Do we get one vote, or do we each get one?
You can each get one.
Do you need to keep a tally going here?
I can.
Okay.
I can do like teacher tally in my head.
Are you guys?
What are you thinking?
Prepared? And you need a second.
They said they
boot 3.
Oh, she wants to boot 3. I didn't see that one coming.
Boot
okay.
Wow.
1 vote for 3. And 1.
Boot 1.
Okay. All right. All right.
This
Jason.
Oh, I love your picture.
Mash Made in Heaven.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we have 4 people tasting here, and it's unanimous. Boot 1.
Okay.
Boot 1. Not like in the barbecue in that household.
Thank you, Jason.
Okay, we're gonna go to Brian Brenneke.
I would boot number 1. I think the finish just falls off a little bit too quicker than the other 2.
Okay. Very good.
All right. Got a lot of votes for number 1. 1 vote for number 3.
Woo Drew Bolin.
He says number 1.
Number 1. Can't hear you, buddy. Can't hear you.
Leave him alone. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired
You
of
muted
picking
me.
on him. You muted him.
Ted.
Yeah.
Number
No chance
1,
I
I
get.
feel like, yeah, there you go. I feel like that's probably the closest to the normal that they have. I feel like number 2 and number 3 are going to be something different that people are going to be like, wow, that's really a solid pick that's no one else is going to have again. And I like that for that reason. Number 1 is phenomenal, don't get me wrong. But number 2 and number 3, I feel like are going to have something different to bring to the table that it's just going to make everybody be really happy that they picked that.
Okay.
Well said.
I like your logic.
I don't know if we should get a vote from you guys.
He doesn't have the.
Yeah.
Wow, what a jerk.
We're not going to vote. This is your all show.
All right, Clark.
Absolutely. So after the end of the first round, I loved 3, but after going back to tasting 1, I love that vanilla note so much. So I want to hang on to 1. Went back to 2. I love the depth of flavor. So my former first place one is the one going out.
Wow.
Please
And
don't
it's like,
So 2 votes for 3.
do you
and
believe in miracles? Wow.
a handful of votes for 4 unanimous votes from Jason, plus other Jason, plus Brian, plus Drew. So what is that? 6? I think that's 6.
I don't know. I told you should keep notes.
6 votes for 1 and
I
2
can't
votes
remember.
for 3.
Okay. All right, Derek.
Ooh, that's tough. I admit that I like the nose of number 1 the best. I really do. There to that. It's great in the mid palate, but it's a little. I think I hate to steal Drew. I'm gonna steal your thunder, man. But I think you hit it. It's the most traditional, and so it feels it's terrific, and I genuinely love it. I feel like it's the least unique. So
Okay.
And it kind of fades a little bit on the back of the palate, in my humble opinion. So I'm gonna boot number 1.
All right.
Okay. Number 1.
And lastly, Brian M.
Brian.
And you are currently muted. If you would like to share your thoughts. Or wait, is Brian M's with M? No?
No.
Yes?
No.
Are you sure?
Brian.
He put something through on the chat that says my camera and sound doesn't seem to be cooperating, so you can skip over me.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well, if you want to text, lock in your votes now. Yeah. Okay. So,
All right.
well.
So what I didn't hear though, is I didn't hear anyone vote for 2 to go.
No one's voting.
So
for
I think
2.
we know that 2 is staying. So like, I don't know, because I very much agree with Clark and Drew. I like number 1 a lot. And like Natalie, I totally feel you on why you're loving this one so much. But yeah, I'm struggling with it because I like it a lot, but I just love like the boldness and the personality that these 2 are adding. Almost, it's like what you said, like the notes of 1 are underneath in these 2, but they're building on top of it. And
yeah,
I mean, I know that's not just it, but I don't know. Also, I'm curious, like, I know that there's really no way to know exactly when these will come out. But like, what's your ballpark turnaround time? Because I'm thinking like 2 and 3 feel like they would be perfect for September, October, November. And so I don't know when they would hit, be available, but
right.
But like that could also influence my decision.
Sure. Gentlemen? Any ballpark on when these might be bottled and available?
Well, a lot of that, I'll handle that. John, you're on mute. I'll handle. A lot of that, it's up to you. There's some critical information we need back from you. You can name your barrel, which we'll put on the aux label, so you can give it some, nice name that you all agree on, and then we'll need your logo. So as soon as we get that information back, then we'll send it off and we'll do a mock-up of the aux label, send it to you for approval. As soon as we get that back, then we can schedule it in the bottling line for production. And we like to quote 60 days, 2 months. Sometimes we can get it done faster than that.
Perfect.
But the thing that takes longer is getting the information back from you all on what you want on the aux label.
Gotcha.
And when I talk aux label, I don't know if you've seen I know that Clark has. Anybody else that's purchased anything from the Peerless gift shop or have purchased a single barrel somewhere else, this is what the aux label, similar to that.
Yeah.
So you can put your name on there, so on and so forth.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, 60 days would be perfect because we're
Right?
mid-July, so that'd be mid-September if I'm counting my months right.
Very close to October.
I love it. Okay.
Which one did I say tasted like October?
I think it was number 2, and I think I gotta be honest. I'm really feeling number 2.
Well, that's not what we're talking about, Sarah. We're talking
Okay,
about
well,
which one which one do you vote to boot?
I said 1. I got to boot 1.
And let's also recognize Joseph Brazo saying last night we sampled a rye that was one of the best bourbons I've ever had.
I think he means whiskeys, but we got him. We got his message.
Joseph, you're drunk. You should
stop.
You should cease. I don't know. Lisa Marie,
seek some water
to put you to bed. I don't know. Thank you, Joseph. Okay, so you vote 1.
I vote 1. What do you vote?
Natalie hates you.
We've bonded over a lot of other things. We can differ on this one thing. Friends can still disagree on something.
Sure. I've been back and forth. I know one thing. It's not number 2 that I would.
That you would boot.
That I would kick out of bed. So, hold on. Tell you in a second. Yeah. Okay.
This is what always happens.
Right. Okay.
I feel like we should keep a ticker mark going for like all the times that I know before you know.
Every time.
Which is every
time. We don't
time.
need a ticker.
It would be up to 500 times now.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of
there's no wrong answer.
Want to agree with you here, number 1.
But you hate to do it.
Yeah, I do. I don't want to. I don't want to agree with you. But I kind of feel like I would kick 1 out of bed.
Like there's so much that I like about number 1.
Yeah.
I really do. But now, I think we got to let something go.
Count wise. The dog got really heavy walking
I
across.
guess so.
Count wise.
Or someone's in our house.
Is that what the majority said?
Majority voted 1.
Okay.
Yes.
So everyone take 1 and take it down the hatch. That's what I'm going to do because it is delicious.
RIP 1.
Barbecue flavored Grippos? Are you kidding me?
It is fun. I do love that.
Okay, 2 and 3. We're gonna have to get a little bit more 2 and 3. Well, at least I am.
Didn't I already give you more?
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, this is not responsible barrel picking. Okay, so now
where am I gonna go?
2
upstairs
is on my left. 3 is on my right. Same with you.
Yeah.
This is 2. Make sure I'm not contaminating anything because that's happened before.
Now let me ask.
We don't want a repeat of last time, Chad.
Right. Let me ask the round table this question. Before we go any further, do people have their minds completely made up? And you don't have to say which one, but I just kind of want to show a hand if you already know which one you're voting for to win.
Make them bigger so you can see their hands.
Okay. Okay. Drew says, yeah. Okay.
Jason says, yeah. I think Natalie might have had her hand up, but I
we got a
missed
peace
it.
sign.
No.
Clark there. Okay.
I will be willing to bet you that we both made up our minds and we both disagree.
Disagree.
Well,
that's usually us though. So
because Natalie's precious number 1 got kicked out.
Don't
I'm so sorry, Natalie.
No, quit picking on her.
I'm not picking on her. It's called empathy.
I wasn't even able. Yeah, I wasn't able to get the samples, and I can tell you which one you're going to
pick. Don't run it. No spoilers. Well, okay. I mean, so now we are literally A/B testing here, except it's B and C testing.
Okay, well, from a nose standpoint, they're both great. I think 2 might have the edge.
I agree. 2 has one of those noses that lets you know it's going to be a great mouthfeel, you know?
Yeah, and I love that. Like, I think this was Drew who said, like, the root beer, cola, syrupy, brown sugary type of notes that are in there, but it's also still
doesn't
got the
sound like Drew.
spice.
That doesn't sound like Drew. That must
He's
have been
sweet
someone
like
else.
that.
Must have been someone else.
But with the
Definitely
spice,
wasn't
and
me.
I love that clay
Yeah.
together, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that there's not a huge difference in age in these, but it does almost give you a little bit more of a barrel feel to it, like it's been in there a little bit longer. Like if you take any other rye and say there's a 10-year rye versus a 6-year rye, number 2 to me seems like it would be the one that has a little bit more complexity in the nose and in the mouthfeel. So it just solid to me.
So you're on 2 then. I think I might be with you.
Would anyone else like to speak about 2? We are talking about 2 right now. Anyone?
Oh,
That's just syrupy, in your face. It's delicious.
I think Derek has something to say as well.
It is all of the things that have been described. And I had in my tasting notes, and someone else mentioned it too. There's a bit of an orangey, I don't know if it's an orange peel thing that I don't know that I love. Everything.
Okay.
I like everything but that twinge of orange.
Interesting. Okay.
I think I can see what you're talking about. It almost kind of reminds me of like all the components of a really great old fashioned. But like a really great one.
Yeah.
So we're not talking like a maraschino cherry and like a
Muddled
chunk of orange
crap.
just like jammed in there.
Yeah.
Like, orange zest, brown sugar cubes or a brown sugar syrup or something like that. And
Little bitters.
yeah, just a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like it's really nice.
Maybe a little carousel
What's
finish.
that? Oh, okay. Have you made an old fashioned?
Bitter
No, I
orange.
I'm talking about the oranginess in it.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyone else want to wax poetically about number 2?
Yeah, I think I would. I'd be happy to buy a bottle of any of these 3. But number 2, just on mouthfeel, on the finish, on the palate. I do like the barbecue chip nose on number 1, but I just think all around number 2, just in each category, is just a little bit above number 3.
I'm with you on that, Brian.
Okay,
I think
we haven't. We're talking bad about 3.
no one's talking bad.
Let's move to 3.
Okay.
And tell some affirmations about 3. What do you like about 3?
Oh, we're trying to like raise his self-esteem.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad for it. Anyone have?
But there can only be one.
Well, yeah, Highlander rules. What are we liking or not liking? I don't care about number 3.
It's very drinkable, as Grease would say, crushable.
You can drink it. Yes, you can swallow.
But it's like it's lighter. To me, it's like, do you want to go to the light side or to the dark side?
Oh, little
so
Jedi
like,
Sith.
Right. So this one, that cream soda, the cinnamon cream soda, I think, it's delicious, but I think that number 2's got more depth. But yeah, it's good. It's got more of a fruity kind of, I don't know,
It's
kind of a
earthier, I
buttery.
feel like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree 100% on the earthiness, and I agree on the subtleness. Everything feels like it's just not necessarily muted, but easier on the palate, easier on the nose, everything. So it would be a fantastic starter of the night and would be a great finisher of the night as well. But it just seems like it's a little bit more muted than the rest of them, which is a good thing.
So
I think we should.
Do we even need to vote? I mean,
no, I think we should vote.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't want anyone to feel bad if they're feeling like we are leaning in a direction, but they're like,
I think I've made my intentions clear.
I have declared my intentions.
I don't think my intentions could be any clear. No. I mean, for me to like, I'm sorry, I don't remember who said this. It may have been Brian, but to start to finish for me is like holding up the 10s, and while there are definitely things from 1 and 3 that stuck out, I love this, I love that, I love that. But like for me, 2 all the way around is it.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
2 is sort of just like that Goldilocks. It's got things that we loved from each of these, and it definitely has the mouthfeel out of all of these.
I think it has the mouthfeel.
But this is a democracy. Let's.
It is. Shall we vote?
Let's
go in opposite order this time.
In opposite order.
Let's get. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. What do you say? 2 or 3?
What say you?
Oh, the old fashioned comparison sold me 2. Let's go with 2.
Oh,
2?
He's going 2.
Okay.
1 vote for 2.
Clark?
I also vote for number 2. I was kind of thinking like this thing tastes almost like a tiki drink where it's like a jet plane, jet pilot. It's we get a big sprig of mint and then orange underneath it, and very floral. It's delicious. I vote number 2.
I like.
I love these descriptions. I'm going to come back and rip them off later when I have to give notes.
Yes, exactly. Woo, Drew?
100% number 2. It tastes special. Like an Ellie. Just 3's good. 2 is just phenomenal. I like it a lot more than the other 2. It stood out immediately after drinking the first go round. I knew I was sold. Going back through it just confirmed it.
Nice.
Amazing.
I like. Okay. Mr. Brian Brenneke.
Yeah, absolutely number 2.
It's number 2.
Okay. Bless you, somebody? Or excuse you? I don't know. Jason?
Jason and 3.
Hey guys, we were split here evenly between 2 and 3 amongst the 4 of us, but making an executive decision here, I'm going to go number 2.
So you crumbled to pressure. Gotcha. Okay. I'm kidding. Kidding, not kidding. Jason and Natalie.
And I believe you are muted. No, you're not.
You jumped the dark side? I'm all 2. I've been 2 from the beginning. So
2 from the beginning. Yep. I feel you.
But they're all so good.
They are.
They're all great.
It's just a matter of personal preference.
It's not bad. It's different. Exactly. It's just,
All 3 were fine.
I really thought Nat. I could see why Nat leans
Stu's
towards
more
this.
complex.
It's a little more lighter, sophisticated. This is
I like complex.
just in your full
Yeah.
time. Oh yeah.
I'm just a
I
sucker
don't
for
need to
that
speak for
syrupy.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's got a great mouthfeel. It's pretty exceptional.
Adriana from Whiskey Mountains wants to know, who does number 2 work for?
Who does number 2 work for?
Adriana, you should have come to visit. You could have had some.
Oh.
And
right
Shim,
around the corner.
Shim also wants to know.
Yeah. Oh man.
I was
love
just
it.
thinking the other day that we should dress up as Austin Powers in one of his what's her name? Felicity something.
Felicity Shagwell.
Or the first one from the first movie. Elizabeth Hurley, she plays, but I can't remember what her name was. It's too late now.
Nope.
Well, it's not too late. We have time before Halloween. Chad's argument is always, but will I have to shave my beard for that costume?
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh, come on.
You don't want this shaved.
I don't, but
Yeah.
we can. Okay, we'll have this argument off screen.
Okay.
Don't do it, Chad. I did it a couple months back, and it was like looking at like a toddler in the mirror. Just don't do it.
Right? I'm sure you look 12. I mean, such a baby face.
I don't want. Well, who are you talking to?
What?
Babyface?
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't understand why the idea of a Halloween costume hinges on whether or not it can involve a beard.
You gotta go. You gotta commit. You gotta take it to the nth level and go for authenticity. I've always. You guys remember?
We go through this every year.
All right, quick aside.
Let's do
No.
the Jonathan Van Ness. Long hair.
Yes. Jonathan Van Ness.
Oh.
Yes.
You guys
When I
remember-
shaved my beard, Chad, I literally had someone told me I look broke. That hit me to my core. That hit me to my core. And I will never shave my beard again.
Wow, you look broke. Ouch.
Oh no.
Ouch. Like broken. Like you're broken. Not you're out of money.
I don't know what he meant by it, but that hit me.
Wow.
It hit me. And he's like, no, I learned my lesson.
So this is my level of dedication. You guys remember? Bless you again. You guys remember Gangnam Style, right? Psy, Gangnam Style. The guy in the yellow suit. Because my buddy was going as Psy, and I was going as the guy in the yellow suit, and I actually bought the exact Adidas sneakers that were only sold in Japan. I bought them on eBay just so I could have the exact pair for my costume because authenticity.
That sounds kind of dumb. Like you spent a lot of money on something you only wore once.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I can sell these on eBay and probably make money, and then I got them dirty.
Honestly, women can't say anything because wedding dresses.
Because wedding dresses. Thank you.
Chad, this is the reason why I'm 100% Team Chad.
He's
You are.
Wow.
I'm Team Chad for that reason.
Yes,
because you go hard. You go hard, and it doesn't matter what it takes. It doesn't matter how much it costs. You're going to be authentic, and you're going to
respect your commitment.
That's right.
It only stings a little bit.
Go hard or go home.
This will make it better.
So guys, any
final words?
I feel like Joey, you knew we're gonna pick 2 just from our conversation, correct? What does that say?
I think he circled 2. Yeah.
Yep.
He said it was going to be. He knew it.
And you didn't even have the samples.
From the first line of discussion, I knew it was number 2. Actually, Drew,
you can save us a lot of time.
Yeah, when Drew gave his descriptor, I knew it was 2 from that point forward.
Whoa.
Boom.
Man.
That's strong.
That is.
That's strong.
He knows us better than we know ourselves.
Well,
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 2.
We give you number 2, which is today.
Which was bottled today.
5 years ago today.
5 years ago today.
If my math is right.
Isn't around my birthday, but it is exactly
but it's still delicious.
5 years ago, which it's our 5-year channel anniversary. So
I didn't even make that connection.
We appreciate you guys when it's not my birthday. You did exactly 5 years ago, just like our channel anniversary. That's very nice. This is actually 5 days after we posted our very first video on YouTube 5 years ago.
Great research, John.
I'm honestly like,
I am astounded by the amount of research.
How did I not notice this at the beginning?
Yeah. So, ladies and germs, number 2, which will be called something else at some point, and everyone who is here on this pick, please email us with suggestions.
Who does number
Who
2
number 2 work for?
We
really want that all. This will be available in about 2 months. September, October.
We're not gonna.
There's about before the end of the year.
Coming Q3 2021.
And it's delicious, and you guys will really, really want one of these.
Hey, Chad, on a side note, it tastes really good in a Norland.
Oh, my God. Terrible.
Yeah, I like it.
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
You can.
What are the yields that you typically get out of a barrel right now?
Actually, I did that math last night, and it's actually just at right about 33 even, 33 6-pack total. So you're looking at about, let's call it 200 bottles.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. And someone asked,
wanted to see if I could order 2.
I think you'll be okay there, Drew.
Well, I think the pick team gets a little.
Yeah. Pick team gets unlimited.
Well, unlimited.
Well, no one's going to go crazy and order 4 cases
until they do, and then you can't say unlimited anymore. all right, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
But yeah, so stay tuned for more information about these. We give the news to our Patreon community first. They get first crack, and then depending on what they leave behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then it becomes general public.
It's and sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, great reason to be a patron, which is patreon.com/BourbonNight. There's other, perks on there. But this
mostly just us.
Yeah, it's just us. That's the big perk.
The internet gets us.
Almost got that through with a straight face.
Please.
But yeah, we picked a good one here, folks.
I'm very happy.
Very proud of this. Very proud of this pick.
Very excited about
this. This is a good one, and thank you.
Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you to this man right here for curating 3 very lovely barrels. I loved
it. I thought it was
a good job, John.
Good discussion.
Yeah.
And nice seeing you again.
Thank you all, and thank you all for taking the time to be here. Like I said, I know it's 10 o'clock here on the East Coast, but I'm sure it's only around 7 o'clock on the West Coast time. Depending on where everyone's at. But just thank y'all for taking the time to be here. We appreciate y'all the support, and just like I said, this is the first step to hopefully a long relationship with you all.
Absolutely. Yeah, we hope so too.
This was a delight.
Bourbon next time, everybody?
Well, we'll see. We'll ask.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll burn.
Okay.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. It's a definite. It's a definite possibility. Just make sure, and I think your guys are working through Shem, so make sure to get the information that we talked about. If you want to name it and your logo, and we can get moving on the information back to you, so we can get this set in the bottling line.
That sounds good. Thank you to Shem for making the
Shem
dream
right there.
work.
There's Shem right there. Who does number 2 work for?
He does the heavy lifting. We love him.
Works for Shem.
Yeah, we all yes.
yeah, exactly. This will be available through Keg and Bottle.
That's right.
Be
Keg and Bottle
coming through. So thank you guys so much. Not only our pick team here, but everyone in the chat. Really excited to get this bottled and out to you guys, and then we'll do a drink through on our Patreon site, and I'm sure it'll probably crop up during a live as well.
Sure, probably.
It's because it's good stuff. But this was really fun. Had a blast. Thanks so much. Any other closing words, Sarah?
Nope, I think you said it.
Cool. All right then. Well, I guess the only thing left to say is
until next time, drink more Peerless, right?
Amen, sister.